Worthlessness is very similar because they're using measurements to measure their value. Sometimes they'll accidentally be counting how many times someone compliments them, counting how many times they add value to something, and there's usually some element of a cognitive distortion or a visual distortion. Like, they actually don't see the times they contribute. They're not keeping score of how many times they do benefit somebody. They're only keeping score of the times that they're a burden to somebody or they're not adding value to something. And so when someone comes up to them and says, "Hey, you added value to my life," and they're all, "You're lying." And so they usually have a cylinder called a garbage can for all positive feedback. Now this is not universal. And then they have a collection box for all the things that's any type of negative feedback, and it doesn't have to come from another person. It can just come from their own observations. And so training someone to keep a record of things that I do that adds value and things that and it's not really that big of a deal what I did that didn't add value. And then you have to build those line upon line upon line. And then you have to do a savoring technique, like like a wine tester. When you get in, you have to actually swish it around a little bit. When you get something right, if you don't swish it around and, I got it right. I just added value to someone's life. And some of them have what's called pride phobia. Okay? They're afraid to savor a contribution they made because it could come off as pride. So it's interesting, the paradox of a person who feels worthless also has a pride phobia. And so they're having a hard time enjoying the contribution they made because that would, and sometimes they have parents or somebody else who have shaken it, "Oh, no, you can't be prideful about that." So soaking in, I call it swishing in it or swimming in it. I just did something really cool. Until it causes a chemical reaction, which enhances your brain.